So last week I published a video about the increases in school funding that's happening to every single school in my constituency, 26 of them. And then I got a message from one of the local residents, Sarah Blake, here to say, well, what about Chesswood School? You haven't included that. It turns out that Chesswood School, that I've always thought was in my constituency, is actually just next door. But frankly, because the majority of students are from the catchment area of my constituency, we thought we'd include it. So, with the help of Sarah and Scruff the dog, the figure for the increase in Chesswood School per pupil next year is going to be 8.2%, which actually turns out it's the highest of all the increases in East Worthing and Shoreham. So look, I just want to make it absolutely clear, because school funding is the #1 issue for me. I've been campaigning on it for the last few years with other West Sussex MPs because we got an unfair deal for our schools in this part of the country. We have done for many years, and actually it's down to the formula from the last Labour government that meant that schools in London and other metropolitan areas were getting so much more per pupil than schools in rural areas like West Sussex. We've changed that. So in the spending review, the Conservative government announced an additional £14 billion going into education. And the vast majority of that was new money for our schools. So every single school in East Worthing and Shoreham is getting additional money next year, the year after, and the year after that. Every primary school will get at least £3,750 per pupil funding from next year, rising to £4,000, and every secondary school will be getting at least £5,000 per pupil from next year and rising. And that affects every school in the constituency. Now, we're also putting a lot of extra money into special educational needs, and I'm really pleased about that. An extra 780 million going into SEN, and that's actually an increase of 12%, and we need more because we've got some great special schools doing some really important work in challenging circumstances. And I've been really concerned about some of the misinformation being put around by the Labour Party and others, which completely ignore the fact that next year there will be increases. And in fact, if you want the real facts, they're set out on my Facebook page, every single school in the constituency, what they're going to be getting their increases next year. And I've also published a letter from the head of the Statistics Authority, actually writing to the education unions behind some of these figures, misleading figures, questioning their methodology. So before you fall for some of these leaflets, I gather, being put out outside schools, and a lot of concerned parents have come to you about that, and I think it's actually not a clever thing to do to worry parents more. I just want to make it absolutely clear that every pupil in every school up and down the country will be getting additional funding, and in every West Sussex school and in every school in Ada and Worthing it's going to be above average per pupil funding, because we've done so badly for so long under the old Labour Party funding formula. This is a really important subject. Education is the most important investment we can make in our children. We have some fantastic schools locally. I want all those schools to improve. I want every child to have every opportunity to succeed in all those schools, and that includes some of our academies. And we have fantastic academies, from Shoreham Academy at one end of the constituency to the Worthing High School Academy at the other end of the constituency. And of course, the Labour Party want to end the academy programme. Look at my website, look at the facts, and make your decision based on the facts. Because for me, school funding is the #1 issue at this election.